So here's my latest adventure in life. I've decided to do a carnivore diet. And if you don't know what that means, it means that you only eat meat. However, I was glad to hear that you can't eat eggs and you can't eat cheese, hard cheese. So that makes it okay. But you can eat any kind of seafood, any kind of meat, so there's a wide variety of stuff you can eat. But you're not eating any veggies, no potatoes, no carbs, no, pasta, no bread, no nuts and seeds, all that. A lot of people are going to say, oh my gosh, no, that's not healthy. You've got to have fiber. Well, I'm just Googling all this stuff and said, do you really need to have fiber? And it depends on who you are, your own body. Anyway, I'm trying it. I just all of a sudden it started popping up on YouTube's videos on my feed, and I would watch them, and then people would talk about it. And then I was doing a farmer's market the other day, and a guy walked up, and I don't know why he started talking about it, but he said he had been on it for a year. He'd lost 140 pounds. His diabetes went away, and all inflammation pain went away, and he loves it. Then I talked to my daughter-in-law's really good friend, Janelle, and asked her about it, and she did it for 30 days, and she's been in pain her whole life. She can't remember not being in pain. In 2 weeks, she woke up one morning and said, oh my gosh, nothing hurts. And she said, and you don't get hungry, and you don't crave anything. If you want something sweet, there's a protein shakes you can do they want you to do more protein besides all this meat that you're eating, but you need to add more, like through bone broth. So try a protein shake that's chocolate, and that'll give you your little fix to have a little bit of sweet, and it doesn't have sugar in it. It's just a natural chocolate flavor. Anyway, so we made one big mistake by jumping right into a cold turkey, and you really shouldn't do that, because your body is so used to using carbs to burn carbs for energy, and now you're switching to zero carbs and completely over to the other. And now the energy is going to be coming from the fat in your body, which is why you lose weight. Now I don't want to lose weight. I mean, I don't even have 140 pounds to lose, but I don't want to get real skinny or anything. But I've already lost about 3 pounds. We've been doing it for 2 weeks. Rick has lost 3 pounds. But anyway, so we're just giving it a try and see how it goes. But like back to Janelle, she said she did it for 30 days and then quit, I think because of Christmas was coming, and it's kind of difficult to do that during Christmas. So she quit. The inflammation pain started back in, so I'm sure she's back on it now. I've just heard a lot, and I've talked to my doctors, and they say, yes, it's really good. People have good experience with it. One doctor told me not to do it for really long term, because of some kind of shortage of some particular vitamin or something, and it may make me tired. But anyway, so my first reaction, jumping right into it and just starting eating only steaks and mostly steaks, I got the runs really bad for about 3 days, and it was not fun. Anything I was eating was just coming out the other way, and it was like not good, and so you have to kind of stay home. But it doesn't mean that you're going to have, if you try it, it doesn't mean that that'll happen to you, but it just did happen to me. But I have to say it's better now, and I still have the inflammation, but it's only been 2 weeks, but I still have the inflammation pain. I'm hoping that it also helps with this chronic cough that I've had for months and months and months, and that is getting better. Anyway, so I just think it's interesting. So I'm Googling everything online and catching up with this one woman called Steak and Butter Gal. She has a website, and she just has been on it for 6 years, and she talks about all things that to do and not to do. You use ghee instead of just regular butter. Ghee is clarified butter, which means all the fat part the oil part is taken out, and you just eat the basic part of it. So you do ghee, tallow. And so we're having scrambled eggs and bacon. You can have scrambled eggs and bacon for breakfast every morning, and I'm using ghee, and now I have one that's ghee and tallow mixed together. So I've got that. So we're doing that, and then you use and they want you to do a lot of salt. If you're a really, really strict carnivore diet, you're going to only eat beef and salt. So I'm not there. I'm not doing that. But luckily I like salt, and so I can salt stuff without guilt. Like, oh my gosh, you're using too much salt. No, put on salt, and so we have scrambled eggs and bacon. And then when we decide where we want to eat, we've ordered a lot of stuff. They have farms that are a really good, healthy meat. What they do is they slaughter the animal, and then they process it. They cut it all up into pieces, whatever parts are, and then they freeze it immediately. And so there's no sitting around, no aging, no because when it sits around, like even in leftovers, you leave leftovers in your fridge, the histamine is building up in there. So you should not, everything should just go in your freezer and take it out of there and eat from there. So you don't do leftovers. And I love leftovers. I love to open up the fridge and not have to decide what the heck we're going to eat. So anyway, we're trying it, and we'll see how it goes. And I don't know how long I want to do it. I want to do it, see if it works. At least 6 months. I'm going to do it. And so, yeah, I was telling you about the farms that are really good. So we've ordered a lot of meat from the farms, and they just deliver it right here with the what do you call it? That dry ice. And so it comes in frozen, and you just stick it in the fridge. So we've ordered some bison, which I've never had, and the ground beef and the liver. I love liver. Rick hates it, but I'll just cook that for me, and he could eat something. He loves beef. So we're doing a lot of steaks. And then when you go to a restaurant, you go and all you want is the steak. So we went to Black Angus the other day, and he just had a steak and I had a steak, and we didn't have the potatoes, the salad, nothing, no sides, nothing that goes with it. Well, I got to tell you, they go ahead and charge you the entire price if you're just doing the meat, doesn't matter, they charge you for the whole meal. So now we just bring the leftovers, the sides home, because we have a roommate, Mark, who can eat all that stuff. So we bring all the baked potatoes and all that stuff home for him that we are not eating. But so we just decide when we want to go out to eat, where we want to go. We just go, which one has some meat that we want. So we do a lot of barbecue, like at Rudy's Barbecue, Dickie's barbecue. So then you're just going in and you're just ordering meat, and that's what you're paying for. It's just the meat. So it's quite an interesting lifestyle change, and I will keep you updated on how it goes. But here we are. We've been doing it for 2 weeks, and we're still alive, and I've quit running to the bathroom all the time, which is good. If you've got lots of inflammation, pain, diabetes, all kinds of stuff, you might want to consider this, because it does help with a lot of those diseases, and you can get off the medications, and you can just get everything off, get it out of you. Just get all this disease stuff out of your body. So that's all for this week, and I appreciate you tuning in to Nonstop Aha Moments with Heather Clark. And I also have another YouTube channel called Tips from a 78-year-old Teenager. So check into both of those, and I appreciate that you have checked in and that you're watching my videos every week.